Good evening everybody. I welcome you all to this another edition of Clad exam preparation. We were doing exam number 5 and we were on to question number 17, and now we start our preparation from question number 18. I quickly go on to the question number 18. So the question number 18 says, which of the following has a selector input terminal? Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is case structure. Case structure has a selector input terminal. None of the other structures have a selector input terminal. Next question. Question 19. Which of the following statements is true regarding the figure below? Write down your answers. So this is a for loop. Auto indexing is enabled. So first option A is not the correct option. Now auto indexing is enabled, so all the elements of this, all the elements generated in this loop will go out of the array. So option B is also not correct, which says that only the 10th value generated is passed out of the for loop. The output of for loop is a 1D array of 10 elements. So this option is correct and all the remaining options are not correct. Question 20. Which type of VI is best suited for saving code that performs a function that is calculation, conversion, modification of data as a sub VI for use in larger applications? Write down your answers. Correct answer for this is simple VI. So you can use a simple VI and put it as a sub VI, convert it as a sub VI and then use it in another VI. So simple VI is the best option for performing such type of function. Question 21. What is the offset past match output node of match pattern VI? So write down your answers. So match pattern VI is a VI which matches the regular expression with the input expression. So it tries to find out the regular expression from the input expression. Write down your answers. So the correct answer for this is that index in the input string of the first character of the after substring output node, means option B, index in the input string of the first character of the after substring output node. Let's see this. I have made a program which will explain this question more clearly. So this is the match pattern VI and this is the expression, input string expression, hello friend, how are you, and I am going to match friend as a regular expression in this. So when match is done, there will be a before string which is before the match string which is the friend, and after substring which is the remaining portion, and offset past match would be the index of the first letter of the after substring in the input string. So let's run this. So you can see that offset past match is 12. So how come this 12 is there? Because you can count down HELLO, that is 5 letters, then a space is 6th letter, then friend is 6 more letters, so that is 12. So 12 is the index from which the remaining portion, that is after substring index, starts. So the answer is 12. So that's what the question says. What is the offset pass match output node of the match pattern VI? Index in the output string of the first character of the after substring output node. So I hope you have understood this question. Next question. LabVIEW executes block diagram code based on what programming layout? Write down your answers. So we all know that LabVIEW is based on data flow programming model. So what is the way of execution and programming layout in LabVIEW? Correct answer for this is B. Data flow model block diagram executes dependent on the flow of data. As soon as the data is available at a particular node, that node executes, irrespective that it is placed at the top or the bottom or the left or the right. So that does not matter in LabVIEW. So correct answer is B. Next question. What is the value in K after following code has executed? Write down your answers. So 12 divided by 2 gives 6, 9 divided by 3 gives 3, 3 plus 9 plus 6 plus 2, that gives 20, and 20 multiplied by 10 gives 200. So the correct answer is 200. This one, C option. I have made this program. Let's see how it executes. So I am highlighting the execution and see very clearly how this executes. So see, the answer is 200, and LabVIEW follows data flow programming model. Okay, we move on to the next question. Where is the best place to adjust the gain for a DAC channel? So when you are making measurements using a DAC system, so what is the best place to adjust the gain for a DAC channel? Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is the input specifications when setting up the DAC assistant. Next question. All of the following statements regarding sub-VIs are true except. We all know about the sub-VIs. They are the user defined functions, as we do in other programming languages. In LabVIEW we call them as sub-VIs. So what is the statement, what statements are not true about the sub-VI? We have to find in this. The correct answer is they require less memory. So this statement is not true about the sub-VIs. Next question. Which letter corresponds to the probe tool in the following in the figure below? So we have to find out of this which one is the probe tool, and we know that probe is used for the debugging and error removing. Write down your answers. Correct option is C. This one is the probe tool. So correct option is C. What is the value in the XOR result after the following code has executed? This one is the code, and what is the output over here? XOR. So solving this question, let's see how this bitwise Boolean arithmetic works. So we have some numbers 3 and 5, and we are executing the gates onto these numbers, and all of these are going to have bitwise Boolean arithmetic. So suppose A is 3 and B is 5, so A is 0 1 1 and B is 1 0 1. Adding the two bitwise will result is 0 1 1 0 0 1. So the final result is 1, and similarly ORing with 3 with 5 bitwise results in 7. So similarly it is happening for all other gates outputs. So let's see the results. So 3 5 ORing gives 7, 3 5 ANDing bitwise gives 1, 3 5 XORing bitwise gives 6, and then all the negative ones, they are 1 greater but in the negative side, such as for 1 in AND gives the -2 in NAND, for 7 in OR gives -8 in NOR, and 6 in XOR gives -7 in XNOR. So similar thing we apply for this question which we are doing. So in this question we are ORing and ANDing and then exclusive OR of 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 bitwise ORing gives 1, 0 and 1 bitwise ANDing gives 0, 0 and 1 bitwise exclusive OR gives 1. So the result is 1. Let's check the results. So the result is 1. So the correct answer for this question is C, 1. I hope you have understood this question. Next question, what is the value in result if the formula express Vi is configured to execute the formula W plus X into Y minus Z? So we are using this express Vi, which is the formula express Vi. Write down your answers. Let's see how this express Vi works. In this express Vi, we actually put the formula inside the inside after opening the express Vi front panel, and we put the formula over here that was written W plus X into Y minus Z. Then we press OK, and now we wire the various values. So we can calculate this formula. So formula as it is shown over here, it is W plus X into Y minus Z. So W is 10 plus X is 3 and Y minus Z is 10 minus 6. So 3 into 10 minus 6 is 12, and 12 plus W, which is 10, gives 22. The correct answer for this is 22, B option. Let's run this program and see the results. So see, the result is 22, which is correct. Let's move on to the next question. 29th question. Bold text in the context help window is used to represent terminal connections that are. Write down your answers. Bold text. So the correct answer for this is these are the required connections. Next question, to insert a sub VI into a top level VI, you must write down your answers. So the correct option is both A and B. The first option, drag the sub VI icon into the target block diagram. So this will again put the sub VI in the top level VI and navigate to select a VI in the functions palette and then selecting the sub VI from that. So this will also put the sub VI into the top level main VI. So correct option is both A and B. Question 31. A waveform cluster contains each of the following elements. Write down the answers. So waveform cluster consists of a initial time t0, the difference between the time intervals dt or delta t, and the y array which is to be plotted. So the correct answer for this is A. Next question 32. A sub VI can hold up to how many terminals? Write down your answers. So we all know that sub VI contains a icon and connector pane, and the connector pane actually decides how many terminals can be there possibly in a sub VI. So let's see how we can judge how many maximum terminals can be there. So if this is the connector pane, let's see what is the best number of terminals, what is the maximum number of terminals we have. We have this much as the maximum number of terminals. If we magnify this, I think we need more magnification. So if we magnify this, we will see that there are 4 plus 4, 8 terminals on the left side, then 8 terminals on the right side, and in between we have 6 terminals on the downside and 6 terminals on the upside. So a total of 28 terminals at maximum we have in a sub VI, not more than these terminals. So the correct answer for this is 28. A sub VI can hold up to 28 terminals. Next question. In the figure below, the value at h after the first iteration is. So we are talking about the first iteration in the while loop. So first iteration means iteration number 0. So when the iteration number 0 is, I is equal to 0. So 2 plus 0 gives 2. So the correct answer for this is 2. Next question. To place an express VI on the block diagram, you would select it from the. So from where you would select the express VI? Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is functions palette. You can use the express VI express VI palette from the functions palette to choose any of the express VIs and place it on the block diagram. Question 35. What VI is typically used to terminate an error cluster wire and to display an error message? Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is simple error handler. Question 36. which of the following statements is true? Write down your answers. The first statement, the default setting for a tunnel into or out of a for loop has auto indexing enabled if the data being passed is array. So this is correct statement. For loop, auto indexing is by default enabled. The default setting for a tunnel into or out of a while loop has auto indexing disabled if the data being passed is an array. So this is again correct for a while loop, because for a while loop auto indexing is disabled by default. So both of these options are correct. So the correct answer for this is C, both A and B. Question 37. What is the result in array after the following code has executed? So this is a input array and this is being inserted inside the loop through a shift register. So this array will completely go inside the loop, and then this loop is going to execute 3 times because the count terminal is 3, and we are going to delete from the array, and the length of deletion of elements is 1 and index is 1. So first time the loop executes, the first element which would be deleted would be 5. So we will be left with 3, 1, 7, 3, 4. Then on the next iteration 1 would be deleted and we will be left with 3, 7, 3, 4. And then on the third loop iteration we will be deleting 7. So we will be left with 3, 3, 4. So the correct answer is a 1D array of 3, 3, 4. Let's see the math. So math is like this. Math is like this. First input array is this. First element deleted is 5 because index is 1 and length is 1. Again the remaining result 3, 1, 7, 3, 4 will be fed back over here. Then 1 would be deleted because of the index 1 and length 1. Remaining result after deletion 3, 7, 3, 4 will be fed back, and then 7 would be deleted and the remaining result 3, 3, 4 will be passed on to the array. Let's confirm the results after executing this VI. So I have made this VI. So this is the same VI and I run this. Let's run it in highlight execution mode. So you can see we get the array as 3, 1 and 3, 3, 4 finally. So the correct answer is 3, 3, 4. Let's move on to the next question. Right clicking on the block diagram will cause which palette to display? Write down your answers. So the correct answer for this is when we click on the block diagram, we will cause the functions palette to display. Question 39. You can create a 2D array using any of the following methods except. Write down your answers. So the correct answer for this is that we cannot place an array on the front panel and drag another array into it. So this is not possible. Except this, we can right click on an existing 1D array on the front panel and select add dimension from the shortcut menu to make it as a 2D array. So this option is correct. This is possible using two nested loops, for loops with auto indexing enabled. So this is loop in a loop, for loops that will create 2D array. Use the positioning tool to resize the index display. This will again make a 1D array into 2D array, but placing an array inside an array, this is not possible. So the correct option is D. Question 40. What is the result in new string after the following code has executed? So this is to uppercase. So this one is quite simple. We will get the output as in the capital letters. So hello world will be the output. So this brings end to our question, exam 5. Now we quickly shift on to exam 6. So the first question for exam 6, all of the following statements are true except, write down your answers. Correct answer for this is you can make an array of arrays. So this statement is totally wrong. You cannot make an array of an arrays. Question 2. What is the result in the new string after the following code has executed? So this is to lowercase. So the correct answer for this is A, hello world in the lowercase with the exclamation sign. Which of the methods, question 3, next question. Which of the methods illustrated below will terminate the while loop when an error occurs? Write down your answers. So in the first option, this is continue if true. So when the error occurs, this will give it as true, otherwise it is a false. So this loop will continue iterating. It will not execute in the first place. So if it is creating an error, this will go into unlimited execution, but before it will not execute at all. In this is again continue if true, so this is again not the correct option. Now this one is stop if true, this one is also stop if true. Here there is no need to unbundle the error cluster and then connect it to the conditional terminal. So the correct option for this is option 3. So this one is the correct option, option 3. Option 4 is also correct, although this is not needed, but this option can also be used. So option 4 is also correct, option 3 is also correct. So you can mark this option F as the correct answer, F, 3 and 4. What is the value in the feedback answer after the following code has executed? So this is the feedback loop with 1 as the initializer, taken one loop out. So this is 1. 1 multiplied by 2 gives 2, then 2 multiplied by 2 gives 4, then 4 multiplied by 2 gives 8, 8 multiplied by 2 gives 16, and 16 multiplied by 2 gives 32. So the correct answer is 32. So let's see the maths. So this is the math for this question. 2 multiplied by 2 gives 2, 2 into 2 gives 4, 4 into 2 gives 8, 8 into 2 gives 16, and it is given continuously to the answer, feedback answer. Let's run this question in slow motion and see the result. This is question 4. So let's highlight execution for this and let's run this in slow motion. Let's do it in single stepping. So feedback node 2, so output of feedback node is 1, 1 into 2 gives 2, 2 into 2 gives 4, output of feedback node is 4, and 2 into 4 will give 8, eight into 2 gives 16, and 16 into 2 gives 32, not 32. So I am wrong over there, this gives 16. Sorry, I could not see this. This is 16. I counted one more time. So the output is 16. Let's move on to next question. Right clicking on the block diagram will cause which palette to display? So we will have this as a functions palette. Next question. You may associate the connector pane of a VI with the objects from the, write down your answers. So the correct answer is front panel. Question 7. Which of the following is a required terminal for the append table to report VI below? So the correct answer for this is report in. So all of the terminals which are in bold, they are the required terminals. Another terminal required is text data. Next question. A custom probe is created by, write down your answers. So the correct answer for this is right clicking on a wire and selecting custom probe from the shortcut menu. Next question. What is the result in new array after the following code has executed? So this question has a for loop in which the loop count is 7 and it is auto indexed over here from this array, and the number of elements in the array is 1 2 3 4 5 elements. So the loop will not execute 7 times, but it will execute only 5 times, and the output would be 7 minus 3 4, 7 minus 0 0 7, 7 minus 10 gives minus 3, 7 minus 4 gives 3, and 7 minus 9 gives minus 2. So the correct answer for this is 1D array of 4 7 minus 3 3 and 2. So I have done this question over here. So let's see. How it works. Let's run it in slow motion. See, the correct answer is 4 7 minus 3 3 and minus 2. Next question. What is the result in the output array after the following code has executed? Write down your answers. So here we are building the array and then we are indexing it. So when we are building the array, it will go to a higher dimension. This is 1D array, this is also 1D array. So here we will have a 2D array, and from there we are taking the index as 1. So the output of this would be 430. This one. Option A. So let's see how this works. So we got appending and we got the sub array, and here is the result 430. Next question. What is the data type of the indicator that will be present at the index array output after the following code has executed? Write down your answers. So this is 1D array, this is 1D array, this is build array, and output is index array, and one index is chosen. So mind it, this is 1D array, and output is also a 1D array. So this is by default concatenating is enabled in this build array. So you will have output which is a 1D array of doubles. So the correct answer for this is array of doubles. So I have made this question. I run this question. In this, concatenating is not enabled, so you will have a 2D array, but in the question build array is there and output is also a 1D array. So if I enable a concatenating here, then also it will result into a 1D array only. If I delete this and I do the concatenating, so the output would be single element. So it depends whether the concatenating is enabled or not. So if the concatenating is enabled, here the concatenating is not enabled, so this is 1D array of doubles. Now here the concatenating is enabled, so it will be a element which is a double. So you will have two different results depending on what option is enabled. So here it is not mentioned that the concatenating is enabled or not enabled. So the option can be C or option can be D, but since it is a single wire, so we suppose that concatenation is enabled. So the correct answer for this would be C, double. Otherwise, if the concatenation is not enabled, then the option would be array of doubles. Like this. Next question. DAC max channels and virtual channels are a collection of property settings that include all of the following except. Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is base input output address. They are not included in the DAC max settings. Next question. The DAC assistant can perform all of the following operations except. The DAC assistant cannot perform arbitrary waveform generation. So the correct option is B. Next question. All of the following are traditional debugging features used to help find errors in a VI except. So the correct answer for this is stop values. These are not the traditional debugging features used to help find errors in a VI. Next question. Which of the following statements is true? We have done this question before. The correct answer is B, both A and B. C, the correct answer is C, both A and B. Both of these options are correct. Next question. All of the following statements regarding sub VIs are true except. We have done this question before. The answer is they require less memory. Next question. You can create a 1D array using any of the following methods except. Write down your answers. The correct answer for this is place a array shell on the front panel and drag a control into the shell. This is correct. Wire a 1D array to index array function and specify an index. So this is not correct. This will not create an array. Use a single for loop with auto indexing enabled. This is correct. Right click on an existing 2D array on the front panel and select remove dimension. This is correct. This will create a 1D array. All of the above are ways to create 1D array. No. So index array function does not create a array. So this was the last question for today. We are ending session for today. I am sitting here for 2 minutes. If you have any queries, you can ask. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you have liked this session.